Hey y'all, welcome to Dead Car Rescue. Today we got this 67 Fairlane I've been working on, and it's running a little rough. So we're going to change the points, the condenser, and the spark plugs. I'm not doing the plug wires, and not doing the distributor cap and rotor button yet. I checked them out the other day, and they all look really good. Looks like somebody put them on recently. I don't know how. Maybe somebody started this thing before I bought it, after it'd been setting up all these years. I don't know. Okay, I looked on the internet because I'm a Chevy guy. I don't know what Ford plugs are supposed to be set on. I don't know what Ford points are supposed to be set on. So what they said was 35 on the plugs will be fine. They will run at 40, but 35 is good. If you get them on 35, that's what I've got them set on. I've got them gapped to 35. The points, 17 is what you're supposed to set with a feeder gauge.
The cap's got a little slot in it. It lines it up so these little clips can go up here and snap on. If you don't have it straight, it will not, the clips will not line up there, and it will be fast.
Done the tune-up, put points, put condenser, spark plugs, set the spark plugs on 35, set the points on 17. I put the old points and condenser back in the boxes that the new ones came in. I even put good Ford 6-cylinder condenser, Ford 6-cylinder, 206-cylinder points. So when I put these in the shelf, I don't have to just look at them. I can just look at them and say, hey, that won't fit a Chevrolet, or that won't fit that 302 or whatever. Of course they might. I don't know. I'm not a Ford guy. I'm learning about Fords. But that's what I did to these. And I'm going to put these in the shelf with the hundreds of other little boxes that don't have anything written on them. That when I need something, I just go to the parts store and get it. It's like oil filters. I bet I've got 50 oil filters over there. I never wrote down what they went to. Now I've got 50 oil filters over there. Okay, we're going to fire up. Cross your fingers. By the way, this is not professional way. This is my way. Do it at your own risk. I think that sounds pretty doggone good. That's my tune-up. I'm gonna put some gas in it, take it down the road, and see how she runs now. That job is done. Getting back to the fire I had yesterday, you can see what I've done. I've kind of tore everything out. There's the piece that caught on fire. You can see it was burning pretty good. Flames were coming out around here, all the way around. And I think it was that light that lights up the gear shift indicator, because the wire was naked and burnt. So the bulbs still look good. But anyway, I've got this ordered. It will be in a few days. I ordered it from Jegs, believe it or not. And I have to change that out. Once I get that changed out, turn signals will work again. And we'll see about the emergency flasher. Don't know about that yet. I hope it's the right part. We'll find out when it gets here. How you doing there? This here's Elvis from Memphis, Tennessee. Sitting around here working on the old Fairlane. Thought y'all might want to see me change some shocks. Got some shocks over here to put on that car. It looked like a black shock. Black shock on a green car. It looks good to me. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. But anyway, we're going to start on this car and then I'm going to show you how it goes when you put your shocks on. This guy sure don't do a very good imitation of me, does he? And you know what I mean? Anyway, let's get the ball rolling. One, two, three. Thank you, Elvis. I appreciate you introducing me and telling what we was going to do today. Come back anytime, Elvis. I'm going to take the wheel off here so I can access the shop a little better. Get my eyeballs on it and see what's going on, how we take it off. I'll let you know. See what a pain in the butt having this one lock on each wheel? I don't know why they do that. I wanted 5 lug nuts. If anybody steals these wheels or wants to steal these wheels, they're going to get them off. That little lock, they probably got a lock for every wheel in the country. Now, it's not secure anymore. It's in danger of being stolen. With these little tools, it don't take long to get them off. Used to you'd have a 4-way lug wrench, and that was a little more time consuming. It took you longer to steal wheels. Not that I stole wheels. But, you know, I do know people that have. I wouldn't do that anyway. It's against the law. That wheel's just freewheeling. Can't even hear it touch the drum anymore. So I'm going to adjust that up a little bit too when I get through doing this. Let's see how many screws and bolts and nuts and gadgets it takes to get a shock off. Ford, GM, Chrysler, they all had to make a different shock. This has got 2 bolts. 2 bolts that goes down in to the bottom A-arm. It's got this one that goes up to the top. Well, that's your shock right there. It's got a lock nut on it. Ain't that cool? See? So you don't have to have a washer anymore. That's what the lock nuts are for. The guy that come up with that idea of a lock nut, I bet he's sitting back somewhere smoking a big cigar, probably enjoying life, lighting them with $100 bills. I don't know. Need an extension. So if you need one size, you don't know what size you need, just go ahead and grab 2. Then you got this one on the end, that's 3. Then grab you a handful of sockets, because you don't know, it looks like a 1/2 inch, but it could be a 10 millimeter. You never know. They didn't even make millimeters, did they? I'm sure they did, but not in the United States. But I'm sure foreign cars had them even back in '67. But no, we had to move in and say, hey, we're gonna mix it. We're gonna put some metric, and we're gonna put some standard. Some metric, some standard. Oh, we might put a standard and a metric. You never know. That's what they did. Okay, I don't know about Fords. I know you take this nut off. Take the nut off and the washer, but I don't know for sure if this has got to come off or not. But it looks like it's just got 3 bolts. So I'm going to take this loose first and then take the bolts out. And my plan is to pull the whole shock and everything up. Just up. Let's see how that works. Okay. PB Blaster people. I need some more. I'm just about out of PB Blaster. Send that to me, okay? Just send me a case. You ain't even gonna miss it. I'll take the Kansas, dent it, I don't care. Send me a case. Because I'm gonna have to start using WD-40 again. But PB Blaster, better than WD-40. No, that ain't made by the same people. If it is, I apologize. WD-40 is just as good as PB Blaster if y'all make both of them. My brothers, Danny, Bobby, and then Gordon, and then me. Danny, Bobby, and Gordon had already asked Daddy for the car keys so many times. And every time they took the car out at night, in Arkansas, up and down gravel roads, they would tear it up. Sunday morning, Daddy would have to get somebody to take him to go get the car, pull it in, and fix it. Well, when it come my time to go out and find women, girls, it was hard for me to get the car. Daddy knew better. Daddy done heard every lie there was ever made from a teenage boy to a daddy about why the car tore up or why he wasn't in at 11 o'clock. He listened to all that all those years, and they tore his car up so many times. I could say, Daddy, can I borrow the car keys? He wouldn't say anything. He would watch TV. He'd just keep watching TV. I'd get up my courage again. Daddy, can I borrow the car tonight? Can I get the keys? He'd say, what? And I'd have to say it again. Can I borrow the car tonight? That's all I ever hear out of you boys. That's what he would say. And then he wouldn't say yes or no. Now here I am all dressed up in my best clothes, looking like a teenager's gonna go out and get him a woman. Had my high karate on, had my hair combed back when I had hair. I looked like Elvis. And I was asking for the car, and Daddy was ignoring me. He'd be eating his potato chips and drinking his soda and watching Porter Wagner show or the Wilburn Brothers or something like that. Maybe Hee Haw. I'm wanting to get out of the house. One more time I'm going to ask him, Daddy, can I borrow the car tonight? He'd say, might as well. That's all I'm going to hear. He'd reach in his pocket, get his keys, and he'd hand me his keys. It ain't got much gas in it. And don't bring it home without any oil in it. That's what he would say. The cars we had back then, we used burnt motor oil, which motor oil that Daddy worked on a farm. He drained the oil out of tractors and combines, and he would save it. Sometimes he'd have 15 or 20 gallons of oil stashed at the barn in 5-gallon cans, and he'd have it for his car. He'd fill up gallon jugs and bring them home. And if you opened the trunk on Daddy's car, you would find maybe 2 or 3 gallons of oil, burnt, used motor oil. Well, what you did, his 1960 Chevrolet 6-cylinder standard shift that I borrowed last, the 57 Ford, that we done went through it. Yeah, it was nothing. It was gone. So we would take the 60 Chevrolet. I think my brother Gordon might have drove it a few times, but Bobby and Danny pretty much finished off the 57 Ford when they were teenagers. Take a gallon of oil when it started popping. You'd be going down through there, high karate on, Old Spice that you bought Daddy 4 years ago for Christmas. Whatever was there, you was smelling good, looking good. All your teeth, you had all your teeth. So the car would start going, when you give it the gas, it'd go pop, 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 pop. And you knew that was a sign it's low on oil. So you'd pull over to the side of the road, open the trunk with a screwdriver. Of course, Daddy done lost the key, or we lost it, and he had to tear the lock out. Get you a gallon jug of oil, burnt, used motor oil out of an old tractor. Open up the lid. Don't even turn the motor off. Just dump it in there. Dump in a gallon of oil. A whole gallon. Because that was probably pretty much, there was like a quart left in the car, in the motor. Put the cap back on it, put the cap back on the valve cover, throw the jug out across the field or the ditch, slam the hood, get back in the car and take off again. If it quit smoking through the steering column, you knew you was low on oil. And we'd come in, sometimes we'd burn 3 gallons a night on like half a tank of gas. And the only way we got gas back in those days, you've heard of an Arkansas credit card, I'm sure. Okay. We used an Arkansas credit card, which was a siphoning hose, which was garden hose, about 6 or 8 foot long, and a 5-gallon can. You'd put the siphoning hose around your neck and carry the 5-gallon can. Switch arms every now and then, because you'd be coming out from across a field where a combine or a cotton picker, back then, there weren't diesels, there were gas burners. And that gas burnt good in an old car. But you'd do that in order to get to go out on Saturday night, meet your friends, ride around all night. I never saw my daddy's car over a quarter tank of gas when we were growing up. Let's get this shock off. Where's Elvis when you need him? Come on. I almost got you off. Now you want to stop on me and you want to turn. They should have made something different. I don't know. What could they have made? Nothing, probably. Smartest people at Ford Motor Company come up with this idea. And I'm sure they lived a good life. Had a lot of money for their ideas that they come up with. Now, I'm going to take my half-inch socket and see if one of these nuts will come off without the bolt falling down and I lose it. Let's see. Those things are supposed to be kind of jammed in there somewhere, somehow, so they won't fall down. And I don't know if it makes a difference, but I'm going to mark the outside just in case. So I'll know this is the outside. In case it's got a pattern that only fits one way. It don't matter if it did. That's the only way you put it back on anyway. You know, you learn stuff all the time. With an old car like this, you think a guy as old as me would know everything there is to know about it. I mean, everything. We know what the firing order is and stuff like that. I would if it was a Chevrolet, but this is a Ford, and I always made fun of Ford people when I was growing up. My daddy liked a Ford. My brothers liked Fords. Like I always said, I'm different. I never did like Fords. There it is. It's off. Let's see if the shock could just come right out of there. Looky there, looky there, looky there. Now that's a fancy looking shock right there. That's metal. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Have you? I bet that's original. Let's see that. Ah! You know what? I don't know if they're supposed to come back out or not, but that shock is really not bad. Not really. Let's test it against a new shock. See if I grunt the same as I did when I was mashing that other shock. This has got more. It's got more tension. All right. Well, I guess the best way to put it on is to put it back on. Got to go back through the rabbit hole. And the rabbit hole is waiting on me. Hey, I found it. That's easy enough. Now, I might like that better than the Chevrolet shock. Okay, I'm supposed to have a package of goodies. Let me go get those. Okay, got all these shock goodies here. See all that? I'm surprised they didn't put "do not eat" on the package. Now what if some people today, you know how they eat the pods and they lick the glue and stuff like that? What if somebody swallowed one of these? I wonder if you could sue the people that made these if you swallowed one. God forbid they got to put that stuff on those packages or people's going to eat this stuff. Goodness gracious. Now there's a lot more stuff in here than what I think there ought to be in here. I put shocks on before in my life, and I don't know. I don't know about this. Okay. Huh. Okay. So you got this. which is this little washer, okay? And it goes down over the shock. Then, what you got next is another washer. Look at the difference in the size of those washers. That's a rubber washer. I don't know if you would call it a washer or not, but that's rubber. And here's the way it fits. Like that right there. Nope. No, it fits like upside down. That's the way it fits. So it goes on one way. I'm going to put it back on the way it goes, okay? I guess there's two different sizes of holes, and that's why they have that. They've got this little bitty one. You can see that. And they got this bigger one. And the bigger one fits this bigger one. The little one don't. See? Diggy, 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 diggy. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we got the big hump on the washer, or the rubber washer. I don't know what you call them. I'd say washer. I'm going to stick this over here like this. Okay, now we're going to come back with this one, which this one will go down in there like that. There you go. It's solid now. Then you got another one of these pretty washers I'd like to keep for something else, but got to put them in there. And then you got your nut. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Stephen May's got nuts. Stephen May is nuts. Let's just quit singing that back. Where's Elvis when I need him? Elvis could sing. Calling Elvis. Elvis Presley. Y'all got flies in Arkansas? I mean, where you live? Well, we do. And we have also, we've got gnats here in Arkansas because the watermelon crops just finished up and the watermelons are rotting in the fields. The ones that they didn't pick, they will disc those under. But before they do, they will kind of rot on top of the ground, and gnats love them. And we can't even enjoy ourselves around this part of northeast Arkansas without being bombarded by gnats constantly. We tried to have a family reunion. And we did, but it was tough on us because of the gnats. Nobody wanted to go outside. Everybody wanted to stay inside. And you know, there's nothing you can do about it. We used to have mosquitoes, but I think the gnats ate the mosquitoes. You know, that used to dominate around here, kind of like dinosaur mosquitoes, and then the dinosaur gnats came in and eat all the dinosaur mosquitoes. And we still got a few mosquitoes, but goodness gracious, so much different now. You can go outside at night this year, and the mosquitoes don't chew you up as bad. Okay, now I'm going to put these nuts on the bottom, and I'll be back in a minute. As you may notice, I tore it apart again to pull the shock out. Now, why would I do that? Because once I tightened the bolt up, the shock was going up and down, up and down, up and down. Because I found out what these little things are for. These little washers. Little rubber washers go on here. Got 4 of them. And they're going to have to stay on somehow. I'm going to have to glue them on, I guess. and put a little drop of glue or something like that on them to hold them on. Because when I turn it upside down, they're going to just fall off. Just like that. Let me get that done. I don't want to bore you guys with the boring details. I might think of another story to tell you about when I was a kid. Okay, I got this little snot bubble in a tube. Yellow super weather strip and gasket adhesive. It don't say anything about little rubber washers, but we're gonna try it. Got 2 of them here. I don't know whether to delete that or leave it in there. Because I just learned a lesson. Always take your hardware off the end that don't have a nut on it. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to put some of this. This looks like the snot that used to run out of Johnny Rogers' nose in the 5th grade. Every time he would run, he would... Yeah. Yep, that's Johnny right there. Poor guy. I don't know what was wrong with him. But here you go. Got the washers on there. They're not coming off. Thanks to this liquid snot in a tube. Okay, try it again. Perfect. Oops. Gotta get my hardware back on. Make sure my rubber washers is right. I really need to hook up my air wrench, but I have so much fun doing it with a regular wrench. Well, let's just pretend we're back in 1967 and you're a mechanic and you're working on a customer's car. And they say, hey Bob, or hey Steve, you get Miss Johnson's car in there and change the shocks, okay? I'll say, sure boss. Anything else you'd like me to do? No, that's okay. Just get her some shocks on the road. We're worried about her safety. They were worried about money. Let's make some money. They didn't care about safety for the customer. Sure, they made it sound like they worried about you. Well, Mr. Johnson, those tires are 6 months old. I hate to see you get out on the road and get a flat. Let us change them again for you. Well, if you think that's the right thing to do, I guess go ahead and change them. My husband died and I don't have nobody to take care of me like with the car and stuff. I just depend on y'all. Thus, the dealership makes another dollar off the poor little woman. Now, you know what? You may say, now Steve, I work at a dealership. We don't do that. I'm not saying you did it. I'm saying that people back in 67 did it. I believe you're a good guy, Bob, or whatever your name is. But you see, I worked at a dealership. I was a Chevrolet mechanic. And about 1985, I quit working on cars at a dealership. And I started driving a truck in 1986. So there you go. I know a thing or two about dealerships. A thing or two I won't even tell you I know, because I know. But anyway, let me get these bolts on the bottom. I got 2 washers for the bottom, and then 2 little bitty washers, and then 2 nuts. These are rubber washers, just like the ones I put on with the super snot. So I don't think I'll have to have no super snot on the bottom, so I'm gonna leave it up here. I will now crawl up under the car with every wrench and possibly known to man except for the one I need. So I think I got every one of them, but you'll probably see me again coming up to the toolbox. Those brown recluse spiders, I love this stuff. They love to make a bed in it. And when I get it out, I fold it and I shake it off. They get back in it. I don't know why. I don't know how, but they are. Okay, brown recluse spiders, you guys gotta go. I gotta work on my car again. So don't bite me, please. Ah! Here you go, you guys. All right. There. Got it started. Okay, got the new shocks on. New shocks on front and rear. It raised it up about 1 inch. I measured before I put them on. It measured 1 inch taller after I got the shocks put on. There they are. I don't know if they ride any better, but it does have to have the front end line, and I'm going to have that done pretty soon. Maybe next week, maybe this week, I don't know. I'll let you know. It's time to move on to something else here. Okay, everybody, that's it for this week. This video here will be turned in on Sunday, and tonight is Friday night. It's late. I'm going to go to bed. Get up tomorrow and tinker with something else. But like and subscribe to my car channel, Dead Car Rescue. The A with a circle around it, at Dead Car Rescue, no spaces, pull you right up to my channel. And please, please, now you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I ain't gonna beg you, but get on there and subscribe and like it, and let's see, do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. My wife told me what to tell you guys to do, but I need subscribers. She's got a lot more subscribers than me, and she said it'll just take time, so I know it will. I hope you liked the latest video, this one. I hope you liked this one. This is a creation. I was done a few things a little different. I done a lot of close-ups on the work I'm doing, stuff like that. So I hope you like it, and I hope you'll tune in next time. And until next time, the old clock on the wall says it's time for us to get on out of here. So see you next time.